Hey everyone, so I wanted to show you a little bit more about how I built my Made in the USA Amazon FBA brand, and now, 10% down previous 30 days, still $40,000 this month. We have a slightly seasonal product, so that's why there's a little bit of a decline, but we're still kicking butt. And nonetheless, I wanted to show you a little bit of my approach. I recently built a brand building template, which I'm about to share with you right now, and I wanted to get some feedback from you as well, just because I honestly want to be a better mentor and teacher. So I'm constantly trying to refine my resources, see what connects with people. So you can download this framework completely free. Down below, there's going to be a link to my Patreon. This will be in the free resources section. So you don't have to pay anything. You can just go use this and hopefully it helps you in your path. But yeah, we're going to be going over a little bit of this framework today. I'm trying to get my mind out on paper, and like I said, let me know if you download it, come back, comment what you think, and obviously this is version 1. There's going to be probably 40 more pages to this thing, but I just wanted to try and basically make a course on a PDF, if that makes sense, so I have something to go off of that you can, whatever. So the first thing that I have to do is I need to figure out what I was going to sell and who was going to buy it. So honestly, this is really where I started. I just looked up like enthusiast customer hobbies, interests on Google, and I just started looking at lists, because since I didn't want to start from a product, I wanted to start from a person. Which is like, well, what type of enthusiast customers are there? So I had just recently read Choose by Ryan Levesque, and he recommends looking for enthusiast customers that meet a certain market size criteria. And so some of those examples would be like orchid care, beekeeping, and you're going to use the following comparative graph to check your market. And then you enter the interest, not the product itself. So I'm going to show you how that works. So if we open this, which I actually don't need to do that, I have that right here. This is basically, so there's 4 things on this that you're going to enter. Improved memory, beekeeping, leadership skills, and orchid care. And now Ryan goes on to say how this is basically a case study that he ran showing that all of his students that were successful and the market sizes that were perfect to launch into were essentially that size. And now if I take the one that I added off, it wasn't there, you'll see the market size difference, right? So it's basically on this graph, it would be from 25 up to 75. That's pretty much the market size. So your goal is to try and enter something in here that is within that range. If it's too high, this, you'll see that it's just too high. And if it's too low, what would be too low? Basket weaving. Maybe that's perfect, probably. It'll look like that. Yeah, purple basket weaving. Okay, so it's a little too low. You probably can't build a multi-million-dollar brand there. Not enough interest. So that's one of the general things that I went off of. And legitimately, if you could go back 18 months, 2 years ago, to when I was first picking this market and trying to find it, it was this. And again, I just looked at lists of hobby ideas. So we can go through this and I could point out what I mean by that. How did I get to this? I want to give you the exact thing that I searched. So I looked up customer hobbies, and then I got a consumer hobbies and interests from Spectrum mailing list. Okay, so hobbies and interests in alphabetical order. Like biking or mountain biking. So we would say my customer is a mountain biker, and then we would try and figure out how to enter their interest into our market size graph here. And now it's important that you enter what they're trying to achieve in their interest, not the product within that space. You wouldn't say like memory pills, you'd say improved memory. You wouldn't say bee suit or beehive, you'd say beekeeping. You wouldn't say orchid soil, you'd say orchid care. Okay, so we're not looking up products in here. It's one of the biggest things I see. You also notice I didn't put like materials for basket weaving or like baskets for weaving. It's just basket weaving. It's the activity. So we would take one of these and we'd try and put it into our little graph here and see if it fits. Let's try and find one. We have low-fat cooking That's probably gonna be huge. Oh, it's actually really small. That's interesting. And then one thing to keep in mind, if you just open a blank Google tab, if we did low fat, this is what this is going off of. It's Google Trends. So it's going off of Google searches. So if it's not getting auto recommended here, it's likely not going to be in there. It's like we have orchid care here. So again, another one that I was playing around with was I was just like, well, what if you just put different plants in there? So it's like snake plant care. And the reason I know that this one was kind of close is because it was one of the ones that I entered when I was doing my brand research. We were like playing around with just to get good at this side of things, like what are synonyms essentially or different variations of these markets that we can enter, just to get good at putting things into this graph and seeing that they're getting close. That helped us out a lot. So like snake plant care is getting close. So let's go back to the framework, and what do we do now? So then I look for customers that are in evergreen markets, and that customers that are not too picky for the most part. If they knowingly buy an average product, then my amazing product will likely blow their minds. And I like to see brands that exist in the current market on Amazon make $20,000 to $100,000 per month selling their hero product. So we'd go over to Amazon, and we would look and just see how they're doing. So we have Amazon open. We've searched snake plant, and the reason I got to snake plant live was because I went to again, just the generative text that pops up when you enter the search bar. And that was one of the top ones, so therefore it must be one of the most searched. You can use Helium 10, which is a software that you can use to look at the revenue of certain sellers and products. So, like for instance, we can see this Costa Farms is doing $150,000 per month. We have 10,000, 11,000, 22,000. And that's pretty much it for snake plants live. We have a fake snake plant doing 10,000 per month, and then some other generic ones. So actually, there's not too many of the exact right offers for this specific customer. There's a few good offers, and then there's a lot of fake plants and a lot of irrelevant other options. So in that case, if we go back to our framework, I said I like to see sellers that make $20,000 to $100,000 per month on Amazon selling the hero product. We did actually see that. That was exactly what we saw. And then a hero product is a product that is a gateway product to other products in the market. It solves a problem, doesn't solve all your problems or your customers' problems. And it's usually repurchasable, and its quality is quantitative. So what I mean by that is that the thing that I pick to sell first to my dream customer is the thing that if I get it right, they'll buy it again from me, so that I don't have to keep finding customers every time I want to sell something. Ideally, I find a customer, now they're a customer. You see what I'm saying? And then quality is quantitative. That's kind of a confusing sentence. This is definitely not reading at a third grade level. What I mean by that is you can compare it easily to other products and see why it's better. Meaning that in my presentation on my listing, I can show that it's better in a quantitative way. I can measure how much it's better by. Okay, and we actually do that on our listing. The market shouldn't contain any brand that is already in the know. So that's something that I'm coming up with. In the know means they're already playing the game at a high level. They understand what I understand about the importance of selling a story and a brand, not just a product. So I wouldn't want to go sell coffee against Black Rifle Coffee or Bulletproof Coffee. I wouldn't want to go sell, in this case, soil against Fox Farm. Okay, they get it already. So just because a name brand is present doesn't mean they are in the know either. So here's a good example. In the know doesn't mean name brand. It means they understand the power of creating a new offer and branding. So which one would you buy here? I'm curious. Right off the bat, it's hard to even look at the right option because I just want to look at this bag. It's a very cool bag, right? So in this case, this seller, there's some interesting facts below. You can see two different potting soils, one by Miracle Grow, one by Fox Farm. So they sell for almost the exact same price, $23.99, $23.39. However, Fox Farm sells 12 quarts for this price. Miracle Grow sells 32 quarts for this price. The Miracle Grow is selling a 16 quart bag, which is already 4 quarts bigger than this bag, and they're selling 2 of them. That's 3 times the total amount of product. So it's essentially 3 times cheaper, right? Unit pricing. So Fox Farm's unit price is 3 times higher. And then Fox Farm sells 5,000 plus bags per month. Miracle Grow sells 2,000 plus. So they're selling less. They have fewer ratings, 5 times less reviews, and 3 times less product at the same price, and they're selling more than twice as much. That's someone who's in the know. Okay, this is brand building. That's the power of brand building. And to be fair, brand building encompasses everything I'm about to teach you. Now, the customer simply finds the Fox Farm offer to have more value. Alex Hormozy in $100 million offers defines value as dream outcome times perceived likelihood of achievement minus time delay and effort and sacrifice. That's value. Okay, so it's my job as a brand builder to use the power of imagery, video, and copywriting to convince my customer that my product will increase the likelihood they achieve their dream outcome in less time and with less effort and sacrifice than any other offer on the market. By the way, it's like one of the best business books I've ever read, especially if you're building an e-commerce brand or you're thinking about building an e-commerce brand. Start there because it defines how to actually make a valuable product. Your product is your offer in e-commerce, so you should know how to do that. I want to emphasize the importance of the use of imagery, video, and copywriting to do this. This is how you sell a product online, right? So video, images, and words and audio. If you have a great product in a warehouse, so you've created the best product, right? Like you've created your Fox Farm. You've got 5,000 of these bags and it's sitting in a warehouse somewhere, right? It's sitting in a warehouse and you have no imagery, no video, no copywriting, and no words about it. All you have is a liability at that point. You have no business, right? No one knows about your great product. It becomes an asset through the medium of packaging, presentation, and content. That's the power of being in the know. Okay, so we don't want to sell against those sellers, but when we do find boring old markets where this isn't here yet, we just have Miracle-Gro. It shows you actually can compete with name brands. And I do compete with a large name brand in my space that actually has like 13,000 reviews. So scrolling down, it allows you to build a brand that can hold up against big competitors and actually prosper. So once I identify a list of potential customer avatars I'm going to sell to, I ask myself 7 questions from Ryan Daniel Moran's 12 Months to $1 Million. Another great book. To whom am I going to sell? Okay, you should have 10 of those now. You have 10 of the first things outlined. You got that from here. You ran it through, maybe you got an idea from Helium 10. You ran it through this, it matches up. Now you have 10 of those. And so you have 6 more questions to answer 10 more times. So what does that person buy? So let's use the cyclist. Maybe it's like shoes, pedals, brakes, right? List everything a cyclist buys. Which product do you want to focus on to create a great version of, or design a product that solves a problem they are having? This is that hero product. It should be repurchasable. There should be a barrier to entry. And they should be susceptible to buying into a story, right? You should be able to sell. You want to sell a community and a feeling and a connectivity to your brand. You don't just want to sell a solution. What does your product think about similar products in the market? So this is your chance to go create an Amazon market analysis. There's a simple document that you can create. So you have like market facts. So there's customer search, revenue, breakdown of market share, pricing. Let's go to like pricing. Like so my competitors sell on Amazon between $10 and $15. It doesn't have to be complicated. Customer retention. So it's just like, what do customers say about reordering? Do they come back to your competitors? They'll usually have some reviews about this. Do your competitors have subscribe and save turned on? Right? That's usually a sign that people can buy that product over and over again. And then your competitors, you should know them. I generally like to know my top 10 competitors. And I break it down in terms of market share at the top. So the biggest competitor right here, next biggest competitor right here. Just have a quick link to their listing. And then competitors listing has 17,000 reviews, top ranked for this. Just give them a short bio. Like, who is this seller? What are their complaints? What does their listing look like, etc. So that's all of the things that you can do on question number 4. So what does your customer think about similar products? I build that, and then that gives me a place to enter my feedback or my customer's feedback about other sellers. So I have basically bios for each seller and then what everyone's saying about them. Where does your customer hang out? So this tells you a lot about where you should be marketing. If they're all hanging out on TikTok, younger age group, and and there's big TikTok influencers in this space, that's what I would enter. If it's all Pinterest, it's all Etsy, etc. Not Etsy, sorry. If it's all Pinterest or it's all Instagram, and lots of people hanging out and talking about the subject there, that could be a potential place for you to market in the future. Do you know how you'll get predictable sales? And then what will be products 2, 3, and 4? So I think I'm going to stop the video there. There is more to the framework, but like I said, it's not complete. It's version 1. There'll be more, or you can access this one using the link in the description, completely free. Enjoy that. And be sure to watch this video here if you need help finding product ideas to enter through this process. And as always, comment down below if you have any questions. I do respond to comments, so I'd be happy to help. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much. Later.